Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm Subha and I'll be the moderator for today. Allow me to recite the Mangala Charan before we begin today's class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana Timirandasha Nananjana Salakaya Chaksur Unnitamyena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapadakalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishakam Svitam Cha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Aripriye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnabhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashthala Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvashesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna Prabhus and Matatis, welcome back to our Sunday Bhagavatam class. Today we will have the pleasure of hearing the discourse from His Grace Hemarupa Prabhu, Hemarupa Chaitanya Prabhu from ISKCON GEV. His Grace is a well-known speaker in our academy and need no introduction. So without any further delay, let's welcome His Grace to dive into today's topic. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavats Pranam.
Hare Krishna. So nice to see everyone again. Let's share my screen. So I hope you can see this.
Yes, Prabhu.
So today is a very Ekadasi, Mohini Ekadasi. And Ekadasi is the day that we get a chance to please the Lord. It's a bonus. For those who are working, we love bonuses, right? Every 6 months, quarterly, yearly, some bonus, something comes and everyone's always eager for it. Krishna is so merciful, he gives bonus twice in a month, right? There's no better master than that. And tomorrow is Rukmini Dwadasi, also a special day, the appearance day of Rukmini Devi, right? That's also a beautiful day. The day after that is Janan Thakur's appearance day or disappearance day, right? Appearance day, Janan Thakur, and who, was very famous with the Rath Yatra. And the day afterwards is actually Narasimha Chaturdasi. So this is one of a very awaited day for all devotees because of Lord Narasimha, especially in ISKCON, famous Mayapur Narasimha, like you can see in the screen here that we're showing you. So Lord Narasimhadev, our guardian, our savior, our Lord. Let's dive in a little more about Lord Narasimhadev. Actually, many people will have experienced that Narasimha Chaturdasi is a day where Lord Narasimha is so extremely merciful, right? And of all, Krishna is has a little, how you say, reservation. He's a little high standard person, right? It's very difficult to please Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful, but still one has to be very sincere also because he is Patita Pavan, but he's not Kapata Pavan. Patita Pavan means he is deliverer of the fallen. The more fallen you are, right, and you ask for mercy from Lord Chaitanya will deliver you. But he does not like hypocrites. Kapata. Kapata means hypocrites. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not like hypocritical nature. But here's Narasimhadev, and he doesn't ask, he doesn't speak, he doesn't say. If you ask mercy, he gives it to you. So let's see some stories of something about Lord Narasimhadev. So the history of Mayapur Narasimha. Now after Narasimhadev was installed in Mayapur, across ISKCON, there are many people have installed Narasimhadev. Mayapur Narasimha will always remain the first and the favorite in ISKCON. So let's see a little history. In 1982, actually dacoits attacked in March 1982. This was even before I was born, right? Some dacoits attacked the Mayapur property and very severely, 35 people, they came to attack the temple and did so much damage. And finally, devotees there, they thought that, uh, it's very tough. We need protection. What can we do? They have guns, they have this, they have that, but still no point. So then they saw to the local yoga pit. If you've been to Mayapur, nearby where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, yoga pit, there where Bhaktivinoda Thakur had built the Chaitanya Mat. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also found that place. So if you know, behind that temple property, just connecting to it, is a Lakshmi Narasimha deity. And history goes that dacoits at the time used to attack the temples. I guess it's something about, temples. People just want to attack for the money. Maybe no one protecting or something like that. So at that time, Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they installed Lakshmi Narasimha deities to give protection. So our ISKCON devotees, they thought, we also need this. So they installed, or they wanted to install the Narasimha deity, not ordinary Narasimha deity, an Ugra Narasimha deity. You can see here, we wanted an Ugra Narasimha, but the Stapati was not ready. He said, take Sthanu Narasimha. So the devotees asked for a Ugra Narasimha, where he's bent at the knees, his mouth is blazing, 10 tongues are coming out from his mouth, and he's ready to pounce and kill, right? But when they went to South India and they asked the Stapati to actually carve, Stapati said, not possible. This Ugra Narasimha is there in some temples, in ancient temples, thousands of years ago, 3,000-4,000 years ago, this deity was installed in some places in Karnataka. But this is impossible. We will not make Ugra Narasimha. So then one day this Stapati had a dream. In the dream, his guru, Stapati's guru had come and told him, for ISKCON, you make Sthanu, don't make Ugra. And then later a letter came from the Shankaracharya of Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram Matta is there. So the Shankaracharya came and Shankaracharya wrote a letter. And it's written, footnote, for ISKCON, you can carve Sthanu Narasimha. So that was an amazing thing. And took this as, Lord's this thing. And our devotees also accepted it. And they carved a Sthanu Narasimha form, the Narasimha which just came out of the pillar. Right? That form of Narasimha, Sthanu Narasimha. So not Ugra form, because Ugra form was so ferocious. And then later the devotees told the Stapati that we wanted a Prahlad. So they said, okay, but you asked for 4 feet Narasimha deity. Then Mayapur is 4 feet. You asked for a 4 feet Narasimha deity, and according to our Stapati rules, right? According to our carving rules, that means your Prahlad Maharaj must be the size of an amoeba, because Narasimhadev is so big. That means Prahlad must be so small, the size of an amoeba. Devotees say, no. We want 1 foot Prahlad. Is it possible? Give us 1 foot Prahlad. He's saying the measurement don't match according to Shastra. How can 1 foot Prahlad and 4 feet Narasimha? According to Shastra, this doesn't work. So they said, okay, what is the size then? If I want a 1 foot Prahlad, what should the size of Narasimha be? He said 120 feet. He said 120 feet. That is the size of Narasimha. Devotees are like, no. We don't have such a big temple. So back and forth, they were discussing in Stapati, they have their Shilpi Shastra and they're following all the Shastras. Finally, so much argument, they said, okay, fine. You'll make your 4 feet Narasimha and you'll make a separate 1 foot Prahlad and you do what you want with it. Right? So sometimes ISKCON, many temples around the world in ISKCON, we have this experience, especially when we deal with Stapatis. They will say, this doesn't work, your Garbhagriha size is wrong, your this size is wrong. But we are seeing things from a preaching point of view. Right? In our temple here in Govardhan Eco Village also, the main Garbhagriha, the door is so huge. It's huge. Okay, we may not have this understanding, we are not Stapatis, but according to the size of the temple, the door should be very small to take darshan inside. That is the traditional side. But we are not traditional. We are here for preaching. If the door is small, how many people can take darshan? And if you make such a huge temple, where we have the money? We want a huge temple with a very huge door that from every corner people can see. The Stapati was like, this doesn't make sense. This is not Shastric. He said, whatever it is, this is what we want. So this happens, sometimes because we are, focused on preaching. So finally, end of July 1986, they wanted in 1982, after 4 years, right? 4.5 years even, maybe 4 years. Narasimhadev was finally installed in Mayapur, right? So, and after he's been installed in Mayapur and around the world, there's been a lot of miracles, right? There have been what we call as quick fixes. Many devotees would have gone to Narasimhadev and prayed that, please, I have this and this ailment, this and this disease. And true, many stories were there. After praying to Narasimha, their disease left the body, their eyesight returned. Some people, so many kinds of issues. Lord Narasimhadev is so merciful, right? Some people protection, some people want benediction. So Janivas, one of the senior pujaris of Radha Mother Temple, he said that if you look at Narasimha, if you look at this picture of Lord Narasimha here, like a lion, his waist is very thin. Why? The lion can move fast. So Lord Narasimha gives very quick benedictions. So one devotee one time came to Mayapur and praying, my Lord, please, I want some seva. I want to do some service for you. Now it's not easy. Not everyone can do pujari service. The access is not there. So some new person came in, is praying, I want some seva, please, can I give me some? Of course, this is a very nice prayer, it's a good prayer. And suddenly one day, Pankaj Nagari was there and he called one devotee, hey, you come here, you come here. So the devotee came, here is Charanamrit of the Lord, please stand and distribute this. So he was so ecstatic, just see, I desired and the Lord fulfilled. Okay, so it is very beautiful. Another case was there of a couple who came and they had no children. And for years together, they've been offering mangoes and mangoes and mangoes and praying to the Lord, please give us a child, offering mangoes every Narashima Chaturdasi. And actually, they did get a child. So like this, so much different things. We also had a small experience myself. First time went to Mayapur 2007 or 8, I think, with my friends. And didn't know what to expect, saw the beautiful deities, saw Narasimhadev. And at that time, 2007, 2008, one of my friends had an 8 megapixel camera. That was a big thing at that time. And they were clicking all the photos, and 3 of us were sharing one camera, or his camera actually, taking all the photos. We came to Narasimha and we stood in front and we took the photo of Mayapur Narasimha. And then we saw in the preview, it became blur. Then he was like, okay, he took again. We are standing right in front of the altar. And we took photo again and still it was blur. And took photo again it was blur. Then we all just look at each other and said, I suddenly in my mind, I just thought, maybe we should ask for permission. So then we all fold our hands and said, Lord Narasimha, please, can we take a photo of you? Please allow us to take a photo of you. And then he takes the 4th time and it came out clear. So this was something that hit me, and I said, my Lord, the Lord is so amazing. And at that time, I'm very new to Krishna consciousness and I was so inspired by all my friends, all these devotees around me. They were so much devotional. So I thought that, let me also kind of be devotional. So I went and prayed that day. I was just a few days in Mayapur. I prayed, my Lord, please purify me. Purify me. I want to be purified. I want to be a good devotee. I want to be a nice devotee. Please give me purification. I have so much, I'm struggling with my mind, my senses. Please. Believe it or not, that evening I got heavy fever. High fever like anything. And we were supposed to, do Dham Darshan, go around. And my friends were all excited. We were going around. I was so like almost dying, like so feverish and just dragging my body here and there, feeling really bad and feeling really low. One whole day I went and then finally I thought, no, I can't do this. It is, I'm not ready for this purification. So that the next day evening, after 24 hours of dragging my body around the campus, I came back to Narasimha. I was alone because I made this prayer. I did not tell anyone. Probably I don't think I've told many people since then. I was a little embarrassed by it. So I came back to Narasimha and I folded my hands and I said, my Lord, I think I'm not ready. Please give me some purification which I can actually digest. I am not so sincere. I still have desire to enjoy the dham. I want to go around. It's my first time here. I want to go and see places. I want to eat food. And if I'm sick like this, what can I do? I'm just lying down in one place chanting. So at that time, I thought that was bad. But actually, now I think about it, it's actually good. But still, I had a lot of desire. My first time, spent so much money coming from Malaysia. So much money I spent. So I wanted to enjoy, So I prayed, Lord, my Lord, please, not now, not now. I don't think I can take it. Believe it or not, that fever went away. And I and my friends the next day eating Mahaprasad of the deities, moving around and this and that. We were okay. And I was thinking, oh man, my God, careful what you ask for from the deities. There's another beautiful story of Bhava Siddhi Prabhu. Bhava Siddhi Prabhu came to Mayapur and he was serving as the pujari of Lord Narasimhadev. And when he was worshipping the Lord, he was always very fearful of the Lord. He's scared, when he's doing arti, he would look down. He was scared to look at the eyes of the Lord. See, Hare Krishna. Hope I'm still audible. So this Bhava Siddhi Prabhu could see the eyes of the Lord Narasimha moving. And he became very scared, he very fearful of the Lord. So he looked down and do arti and quickly just ran away from every time he was doing like this. One day at night when he was sleeping, at that time in the long building, he was sleeping in bunker beds. And one time Bhava Siddhi Prabhu was sleeping on top and suddenly he felt someone or something came to the lower bunker bed and started to shake the bunker bed. Now, this sounds like some horror stories that we hear back in Malaysia, isn't it? Hostel, some horror stories, some bunker bed and shaking. And he thought, okay, someone had come to sleep. But then he felt it very heavy. And then he woke up and he looked and he saw Narasimhadev. Now, this is amazing, he saw Narasimhadev. And he became scared. He started to scream. He was palpitating. He was like, my God, I mean, I love him, I worship him, but I don't expect him to be beside me right now in the middle of the night. And he became so panicked, he wanted to scream, but he could not. Suddenly, Lord Narasimhadev comes on him, puts both hands on his shoulders and presses him down. And he's gently and saying, relax, relax. But he could not. And the Lord told him that, my dear devotee, please, whenever you're worshipping me, do not be afraid of me, please. Don't be afraid of me when you're worshipping me. Saying that, the Lord disappeared. And this Bhava Siddhi Prabhu woke up and so much panic. He started running around the ashram and, he was so confused what happened. And after all this, he calmed down and he was so panicked, and then he said that after that, when he showed devotees, they could see 2 marks of hands on his shoulders. So these are all like amazing stories, amazing experiences. When we hear all this, we also feel like, oh, Krishna, please, you're my, solution to all my problems. You're my, fix it, right? Get things fixed quick. Just go to Mayapur, throw some mangoes or do some offering and Krishna, please, 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 And we also sometimes wish that this kind of reciprocation we will have. The Lord will come personally like Superman when I'm in difficulty, ta-tang, and save me and pick me up and go away. So hearing all these stories is meant, this is like modern day Puranas. Puranas are meant to explain, meant to give faith. So hearing all these stories means for us to actually understand or appreciate or develop love for God. But when we hear all this and we expect that I will also become a Bhava Siddhi Prabhu, the Lord will put his nakam, his nails on my shoulders. Wow. See, most of the time, if we analyze, our desire is a desire for fame. Our desire is a selfish desire. I want this to show the world. I want to be also talked about. I also want to be said the person who has been protected personally by the Lord. So whenever there's ahankara, whenever there's ego, the Lord will never come, right? So we should never have this kind of a desire, like Lord will do this, the Lord will do that. So let us now see the great devotee Prahlad Maharaj. What was his prayer? Because, these are all other devotees who have been getting reciprocation from Narasimhadev, but the main person who called Narasimhadev was Prahlad. So what did Prahlad pray? How did Prahlad pray? Let's see. This comes in the 7th Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th chapter, verse number 5. Okay, we are going to see a few verses. So here Prahlad Maharaj says in one prayer to the Lord, Ashasano na vaibratya, Ashasano na vaibratya, Swami Ashisha Atmana, na Swami Pratyaya Swamyam Icchan Yo Rati Chashisha. Asha asano na vai britya. Britya means servant. A servant who has asha. I want this, I want that. Sometimes, we actually have a lot of material desires, but our mind says, no, these are all okay. You are pure devotee, you have good desires. But later when we analyze and think, oh my God, actually these are all selfish desires. So, ashasano na vai britya. You cannot call yourself a devotee if you have so much of material desires. Swami Nashisha Atmana. And a master, right? What is a good master? A master who gives benediction, right? Na Swami Bhrityaya Swamyam. If a master gives benediction just to maintain the disciple, like in office, they keep paying you salary just so you don't run away. And they keep giving you perks and KPIs and increments and bonuses just so you don't run away. Because they know if they stop throwing the money, the worker will stop dancing. So to get you dancing, right? To get all of us dancing like a monkey, all the bosses in the companies throw money, throw this, throw perks, throw holidays, throw food fares, throw this, throw that. And this is not what a master is. So beautiful, Lord Prahlad Maharaj says, a servant who desires material profits from his master is certainly not a qualified servant or pure devotee. If one just wants material things. Similarly, a master who bestows benedictions upon a servant because of a desire to maintain a prestigious position as a master is also not a pure master. So there's a verse that says, what is a pure master? Pure servant. So we also should aspire to be pure servants of the Lord. We don't want to be motivated servants, right? Servants with some desire, servants with, some other kind of, motive. We want to be unmotivated. We want to be pure, or at least we should aspire to be pure servants of the Lord. So like this, Prahlad Maharaj is praying. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes very nicely, in this purport 7.10.5, he writes that it is said in the Bhagavatam 10.88.8, Yasyaham anugrinami harishetat dhanam shanai. If one is too materialistic, but at the same time he wants to be a servant of the Lord, please pay attention. The Lord, because of his supreme compassion of the devotee, takes away his material opulences and obliges him to become a pure devotee. So sometimes we think that if I ask something and the Lord gives me, that means he loves me. This may not be the case. Right? Sometimes the Lord does not. The Lord takes away. Because you ask, like I was asking, please, Lord, purify me. I want to be a good devotee. He took away my health. And then I was like, oh, I'm not ready. I want my health. I want my youth. I want my strength. I want all this. But do I want Krishna? Secondary. I want this first. I want Krishna next. Oh my God. Isn't it? So here Prabhupada writes in the purport that a supreme master, real master, one who gives benedictions not just to maintain us. He gives benedictions because it is good for us. Right? So Prabhupada continues. Prahlad Maharaj distinguishes between a pure devotee and a pure master. The Lord is the pure master and the supreme master, whereas an unalloyed devotee with no material motives is a pure servant. So, especially we see in ISKCON, when it comes to deities and Narasimha and Abhishek, all devotees want to go forward. They want to do. Why? Many of times it's not a devotional offering. Many times they feel that if I do this, I get to reduce my sin. If I do this, Lord will protect me. In our temples, whenever the curtain opens, so they give flowers for everyone. And then flowers they can do offering, like we offer during Prabhupada Pushpanjali. And many times devotees, before the curtain opens, everyone is rushing, taking the flower first. Why? I want to offer flower. I want to offer flower. Thinking that, if I offer flower, when we do some offering, I'm pleasing the, trying to butter. Trying to butter or bribe the Lord. Take this flower and make me pure. Take this flower and, give me this, give me that. The system is that when the darshan opens, you take beautiful darshan of the deities, see the beauty of the Lord, pray, so insignificant, so unqualified, and then feeling that let me now offer something because you're seeing beautiful darshan. Then you look around, here's a flower. You take a flower, then you do an offering. My Lord, I have nothing. Take this sumana. Suman is actually flower in Sanskrit. Sumana means pure mind. My mind is not pure, but this flower is also sumana. So you take this suman, this flower, all right, you accept this, and maybe you can accept my mind also. So in this way, this is what pure devotion is. So then one who has materialistic motivations cannot become a servant. So we should check ourselves whenever there's Abhishek in the temple, whenever there's a prayer, offering, something. Are we so eager to push ourselves forward because ultimately we have some motive? My Lord, do this and let me pass my exams. My Lord, take this and let me, get this, get that. Let me get a promotion. So our mind will justify, hey, no, I'm asking this not for myself. I'm asking this so that I can do bhakti better. Is it you need to become CEO to do bhakti better? Even a beggar can do bhakti. Right? Bhakti is not dependent on any material needs. Don't think that if I have money, I can do bhakti. Don't think that if I'm healthy, I can do bhakti. Don't think that if I'm happy, I can do bhakti. Bhakti can be done in any situation. Doing bhakti is more important. So here's the real challenge of the Narasimha Katha. Okay. So Prabhupada writes, one who has materialistic motivations cannot become a servant. And one who unnecessarily bestow benedictions upon his servant to keep his own prestigious position is not a real master. So in our lives, so we have gurus, we have guides, we have counselors, we have seniors. We don't want people who butter, in Hindi they say maska laga, buttering. We don't want people who cajole us to, cajole and, pamper. And many people are like that. They're afraid that if I speak a little truth, a little harshly, that person will feel bad, he'll run away. But we forget that sometimes a surgeon needs to cut to help, right? So it's it's a thankless task of a senior, of a leader, of a guide, of a counselor to sometimes speak a little painful to cut the false ego. But that is a true master. Why? They are not eager to cajole us, to pamper us, right? Just to maintain the numbers. We are not bothered. Srila Prabhupada told, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told that even if nobody follows me, that is fine. If I make one pure devotee, that is my success. I don't expect so much. But we want pure devotees. We don't want people, thousands flocking to the temple just to, express their material desires and get benedictions and use God like an order supplier. This can be done in any other temples, but not in our parampara. So then next verse, Prahlad Maharaj continues in the 6th verse now. He says, I hope you are liking the darshan photos of Lord Narasimha. Just to attract attention. So Prahlad next says, Aham tvakamas twadbhaktas tvam cha swami anapashraya nanyate na anyata iha vayor arto rajas. So he says, Aham tu akamas twadbhaktas. He says, I am your akamas. I don't have any desire. I'm your unmotivated servant. Tvam cha swami ashraya. And you are my eternal master. You are anapashraya. You are not dependent on anyone. Sometimes leaders are very dependent on their followers. They say, oh, they leave me. What will happen to me? I need these people. I need their money. I need their donations. They are the ones maintaining me. So have you taken ashraya of your dependence? No, Lord is not like that. Swami anapashraya. He is not dependent on anyone. But na anyatha iha avayor artho. And naturally, one will feel that, I need something. Say, no, I'm not like that. I do not need anything beside this relationship that we have. Raja sevayakor eva. Just like a king and a servant. That's it. My Lord, you are my supreme master. If you give me, I'm happy. If you don't give me, I am happy. This is the mood that Prahlad Maharaj wants to teach us. So unfortunately, sometimes when we hear Narasimha Katha of how Narasimha saved Prahlad, we kind of feel that, my Lord, I'm also like a Prahlad. Can you kind of save me also sometimes? But Prahlad Maharaj did not ask for it. See, we're seeing what Prahlad Maharaj prayed. He said that, my Lord, even if you don't give me anything, I'm fine. You are a king, you are a father. Father knows what is best to give their child. I have no expectations. I will not demand from you. I have no expectations from you. My Lord, I just want to serve you. Aham for akamas tvad bhaktas. Because this is my position. This is who I am. So Prabhupada writes in the purport of this verse, he says that if this relationship continues, this pure relationship of Raja Sevaya Kor Eva, right? A king and a servant, then real happiness exists. Then when you're doing bhakti, you'll feel happy. See, this is a gauge. If you have this motivation of unmotivated bhakti, that is your only motivation to do unmotivated bhakti, then you will have real happiness. Because there is real happiness between this master and the servant. Unfortunately, when this eternal relationship is disturbed, Prabhupada says, The living entity wants to become separately happy and thinks that the master is his order supplier. So sadly, sometimes even we taking up chanting 16 rounds, some people taking Diksha also. But if we do not have a right conception, then we think that Monday to Saturday is my day. Sunday is for Krishna, Jagannath, Narma, right? The day that I go and get my sins or problems solved or sins washed, whatever. The day I go and punch card in the temple, that's it. And that's the day I go and submit my application that what I need next. And Monday to Saturday, we may feel that this is my life, my day, I do what I want. There's no dependency. Factually, every day we should be very dependent to the Lord. In this way, there cannot be happiness. So it's a beautiful thing, if you're actually feeling a little not happy in our practice, day-to-day practice, then maybe we're not living a mood of a servant. We see a small child, Prabhupada gives this example so many times. A small child, when he knows his mother and father is beside him, they are the happiest. They're running around, they're jumping, they're climbing on walls, they're climbing on chairs. They're acting like Superman. Why? Because they know whatever happens, mommy, papa is there. But when a child is alone, when the child has lost the parents or cannot find the parents, or the parents are sitting somewhere and the child is sitting somewhere, you see the child sitting like that, very scared. And most of the time, the children hug themselves. Why? Because they feel they have no shelter and they're not sure where to go. If you ask them, come here, they'll walk very slowly because they're afraid. But when the child knows parents are there, they'll run to you. So real happiness comes when we feel this mood of servitude, no demanding, no expecting, loving Krishna, doing just taking shelter. And Prabhupada continues, in this way, there cannot be happiness if we don't have this mood. Right? Nor should the master cater to the desires of the servant. This is also an important thing. Nor should the master cater to the desires of the servant. So this is what happened to Brahma when Narasimhadeva had his benedictions fulfilled by Brahma. So Brahma was fulfilling his desires. I want this, I want that, tataso. I want this, I want that, tataso. You go to an office, you say, you tick the box, what you want. And the clerk or the counter says, yes, done, 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 done. So Brahma was doing all this. And later it's mentioned that Lord comes and chastises Brahma. Hey, Brahma, before give benedictions, please think a bit. And Brahma's like, I'm sorry, my Lord, I'm sorry. So because he's not a real master who thinks the welfare of others. And, not just simply giving. So the real master commands, Prabhupada says, you must do this. And the real servant immediately obeys the order. Now, sometimes when, one time seniors, they tell me, you memorize this verse. And I say, okay, Prabhu, I'll memorize. And I memorize the verse, and after that, I don't know what is it for? And I remember a few weeks later, I went and asked, and I said, Prabhu, you asked me to memorize it. Said, why? No, it's a good verse, you memorize it. I thought there was something, some presentation was going to come up over. So this is our greatest good fortune, that if someone tells us and we just follow, right? Especially when that master, that senior is well connected, well situated, trustworthy. So then we're actually fortunate to have such people to guide our lives. But our false ego says when someone tells us to do something, like someone says, Prabhu, I come for this program. I think you should come for this convention. I think you should come for this yatra. Prabhu, I put everything aside. Please come. And then we're like, no, you don't understand the vision. No, you don't understand my position. No, it's very difficult. Why think like this? Instead, we should pray. My Lord, I have been given instruction. I have been given guidance. I have been given support by the senior, but I don't think I'm able. Please kindly help me that my heart and my head should reconcile and I can actually fulfill these desires. We should pray like that. So Prabhupada continues this purport. It's a nice purport. Prabhupada says in the Padma Puran, Lord Shiva explains to his wife, the goddess Durga, Parvati, the highest goal of life is to satisfy Lord Vishnu. Right? This is the goal of life, to actually satisfy Lord Krishna, to satisfy the Supreme Lord. This is the goal of life. And who can be satisfied? Lord Vishnu himself can only be satisfied if one satisfies his servant. That's a very nice philosophy, that to satisfy the Lord, the goal of life is to satisfy the Lord, and the Lord can only be satisfied if we satisfy his servant. Right? So this is a famous verse that comes in Padma Puran. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur Aradhanam param Tasmat parataram Devi Tadiyanam samarcharam. Tadiyanam means the devotees, or those which belong to the Lord. So, Aradhanam sarvesham, the highest aradhane, the highest form of worship is Vishnu. Vishnu Aradhanam param. But Tasmat Paratara Devi, but therefore, my dear goddess, there is something even Paratara, there is something even far better, as I say in English, Paratara, there is something even far better, that is Tadiyanam Samarchanam, Samarchanam, worshipping the devotees of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu puts this principle up. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore teaches us Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanudasa. So, sometimes we are so eager to rush and serve the Lord. Many devotees, they feel like, I want to do the Abhishek. I want to serve the Lord. I want to do the Aarti. I want to sit in front of the deities. I want to make the garland. I want to offer the Aarti. I want to offer the flowers. But we forgot that the Lord is just one person, but there are thousands of devotees. To please the Lord, if you please these devotees. So the easiest form are all the guides that are around us, so many devotees around us, and sometimes they give us instruction, they tell us something, take it seriously. Sometimes the devotee says that how many years you have been connected? So, oh, so many years. Have you read books? No, Prabhu, I have not read. So why don't you start reading? Ah, yes, Prabhu. And we take it very lightly. He is just told to read. He's telling this to everyone. But no, if we respect that instruction and we also start reading, then we are actually honoring that devotee. And by honoring that devotee, this is the topmost way of actually pleasing the Lord. By honoring that devotee, respecting that devotee, following that devotee, we actually please Krishna more than we can stand in front and shower him with 100 kilos of Abhishek. That's wonderful, great. But if it's under instruction, yes. Therefore, the mood of a devotee never demand. When we are in temple, staying, or we're visiting, or even doing anything, we never demand. There's a lot of highlights in ISKCON, right? In our Krishna conscious movement, there's a lot of highlight services. Spotlight services are what? That people love for. Speaking. Oh, everyone wants to be a preacher. Everyone wants to give a chance to speak, to lead. Singing. I want to lead. I want to sing. Okay. Worshipping. When you're in front of the altar and moving the aarti. These are all spotlight services. These are services that should never be, you can desire for them, yes, but you should never be demanded. Give me. I am senior. Let me. This is a negative mood. It's not a mood of the parampara, because here the mood is to be dasa dasananda. We should feel happy that if other devotees are coming forward, other devotees are speaking, other devotees are singing, other devotees are worshipping, other devotees are doing the puja, one should be very happy. Srila Prabhupada showed this by personal example where he would sit in the class of his disciple. Disciple are sitting and disciple is chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and they are giving the class, they are chanting the slokas. Prabhupada is listening and hearing. So this is how the mood is. Right? We should never demand. Right? So Prabhupada continues to say, one must become a servant of the servant. Prahlad Maharaj also prayed to Lord Narasimhadeva that he might be engaged as the servant of the Lord's servant. He prayed that I want the service of Lord Narada. Right? Seeing the Lord personally, and what he asked, he didn't say, give me Vaikunta Prapti, or Narasimhadev, enough of material existence. He didn't ask that. When he saw Narasimhadev, what he asked? Seva. Seva of who? Lord? No. He went to Lord asking seva for devotee. He said, please give me seva of Narada Muni. Can you imagine? This is the prescribed method of devotional service. As soon as a devotee wants the Supreme Lord to be his order supplier, the Lord immediately refuses to become the master of such a motivated devotee. So when we go in front of the Lord with so many supplication, application, and this and that, stamp, you put your stamp, you put your sign, you put everything, my Lord, please accept this file and give me this. Right? He's not an office clerk. We should not lower the position of the Lord. Lord is supremely independent. When he desires, how he desires, we are ready. Good, bad, nice, not nice, as per our will, as against our will, whatever. We are happy. Last verse for today. Beautiful mood of Prahlad Maharaj. What does he pray for? After heaven, what does he pray for? He says, Yadi dasyasi me kaman. If you want to give me something, if you desire to give me something, my Lord, if you want to give dasasi, if you want to give me something, varam stvam varadarshava, you're Varadarshava. You're the best person to give benediction, Varadam. If you want to give me something, I'm not saying that you can't, you're the best person to give anything. But please, my only desire is this. Kamanam kriti asamroham. There are a lot of karma, there are a lot of material desires that are sleeping or hiding or staying in my heart. Please eliminate these things. Asamroham, destroy this. Bhavatastu vrinevaram. This is the only thing I desire from you. Bhavastastu vrinevaram. This is the only one thing that I want from you. I pray for such benediction, nothing else. Do not allow these material desires to grow. Asamroham means make sure they don't grow. Asamroham, cut them. These material desires. So this is the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. If we go in front of Narasimhadeva, we are not asking, my Lord, please, I need a Mercedes car. I need a BMW if I want to preach. If I want to do work, you want me to preach, right? Until unless I sit in a BMW or Mercedes, how will people respect me? My Lord, please, therefore, give me a BMW car. And after getting this car, then people respect, and I can do your work. No, no, no. There, one cannot, measure bhakti. Whether you're walking on 2 feet, crawling with your hands, or riding in a car, or going in an aeroplane, there is no right motivation for bhakti. There is no hetu or no cause. Bhakti is causeless in that sense. So in the purport of this verse, the 7th verse, here Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu has taught us how to pray for benedictions. If you want benedictions, what is the benedictions you should pray? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagat isha kamaye. If you're asking someone for something, why you say na, na, na? When you ask someone for something, you say yes, 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 give, give, give. But here Mahaprabhu is saying, when you want to ask from the Lord, say na, na, na. Don't give me this, don't give me this, don't give me this. What you give me? Mama janmani janmanishware. Life after life, oh my master, Ishwara. Bhavatat bhaktir ahetuki tvai. Let me actually have pure devotion. Let me actually have wonderful devotion, desire, right? To serve you. Life after life, this is what I want. Because a devotee realizes that his bhakti is so much more, so brilliant, so enjoyable, so relishing, that why one life? If in this life somehow or other, I know I'm not qualified. I know I have so much, I'm trying, but I know I have so much of faults. It's okay. If I have to take a birth, okay, my Lord. But please give me one assurance, insurance that I'll never forget you. Whatever I may be born beautiful, ugly, rich, poor, perfect, handicapped, whatever it may be, my Lord. But please, if I can remember you, I'll be happy. Because just being rich does not mean happiness. Just being beautiful does not mean happiness. Just being smart does not mean happiness. If I can remember you, that is happiness. So this is the prayer of Prahlad Maharaj. And in the 5th canto, this wonderful, beautiful Vedic prayer comes. 5th canto, 18th chapter. We thought Prahlad Maharaj section is only in the 7th canto. No, this is a prayer in Jambudvip when Hari Kshetra, right? So Prahlad Maharaj, on behalf of all the people in Hari Kshetra, actually praying to Lord Narasimhadev, and he says this beautiful verse. So I request all of you, I'm going to read it first, and you can, in your own voices, try to read with me and try to memorize this. A very powerful prayer. Okay, it's a very Vedic prayer. It has bija mantras, it has mantras. So you should not chant these mantras in a bathroom or something. You should respect this mantra. This mantra is actually asking the Lord to appear. Now, when you're asking the Lord to appear, why? Not for us to give our application, supplication, no. But in the mood of Prahlad Maharaj in the earlier verse, that my Lord, please, you appear and like a good doctor, do some surgery in my heart. So much false pride, so much ahankaram, no humility. Please remove this ahankaram and give me some humility. That's our only request. Okay, so first I'll read it, then I'll slowly read it. You can reply, of course, in your own voice. Om Namo Narasimhaya Namaste Jatejase Avirbhava Vajranakha Vajradamstra Karma Shayan Randhaya Randhaya Tamograsa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Abhayamatmani Bhuyishta Om Shraum. This is a very powerful Gayatri Bija mantras, words. So we should be very careful, not chant them in the bathroom, not chant them in a not proper place. This is a prayer. We're actually invoking the Lord. So I'm going to recite this again, one line by one line. You can repeat. in your own voice, okay? Not online. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Namaste Tejase. Avirbhava. Vajranakha Vajradamstra. Karma Shayan. Randhaya Randhaya. Tamograsa Grasa. Om Swaha. Abhayam Abhayam Atmani. Bhuyishta Om Sham. There's a beautiful prayer saying Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Oh my Lord Narasimha. Namasteja Tejase. One, my obeisance to you who are so effulgent. Right? We are suffering because of ignorance. The Lord appears is very effulgent. Right? So we are one that effulgence. Namasteja Tejase. You are most effulgent. Tejas also means smart. Tej. In Hindi, they say Buddhi bahut tej. A very sharp mentality. That Tejas also means bright, smart. So my Lord, you know everything. You're the best. Avir Bhava, please, please. Again, it's repeated. Avir Bhava, please appear, appear. Devotee is praying. Vajranakha, your nails, Nakam, Nagam, in Tamil it says, Nagam, is like, is like Vajra. Vajra means lightning. Stone like hard, sharp, powerful. Vajra Damstra, Damstra means teeth. Your nails are sharp and hard. Your teeth are sharp and hard. These are the form I want to see. Karma Shayan. Karma Ashaya. All my Asha. Karma Shaya means all our desires for fruitive activities. All my material desires, all my impurities, right? All the things that we cannot share and speak and tell others, what all goes in our mind, dirty things, nonsense thoughts, selfish motives, all these stupid things that goes on in our heads and hearts that we are so embarrassed to tell others. We are praying. You come, my Lord, with utensils. If you have ever been admitted in a hospital for surgery, you see the surgeon, they lay out all their weapons. Or even if a dentist, for example, if you go for a surgeon, you see they lay out all their scalpels and whatnot, tweezers and whatnot. So when the Lord comes, he's the expert doctor. He has his nails, best way to do, surgery. Right? His teeth are they're sharp, so they're ready. Right? They can do a nice scopy, arthroscopy. So you don't have to cut so much. Quickly just go in and do the work and come out like that. So Vajranaka, Vajradamsta, Karma Shayan. My Lord, this is the thing I want you to operate on. Randhaya, Randhaya. Let it be destroyed. Let it be destroyed. Let it go. Tamo grasa grasa. Let this tamaha, ignorance, grasa grasa, go away, go away. The only reason we are so much unable to take shelter of the Lord is because of tamaha. Right? The environment we live in, the day-to-day life, the job we do, the friends we meet, people we associate with, all tamagun, tamagun, tamagun. Every day, nonsense, nonsense. People spend so much time talking about nonsense. Hardly do people spend time being absorbed in Krishna. So tamo grasa grasa, let this tamagun go away from me. Om swaha, let this be true. Swaha means please accept. Swaha is the wife of Agni Devi. Om swaha, please accept. Then he continues. You usually when you say swaha, you're done. But then he continues. Abhayam abhayam atmani. Bhuyishta om sham. My Lord, grant me fearlessness as I move throughout this world. This is the only benediction. Why? Krishna consciousness is a real fearlessness. When one becomes a devotee, one realizes that nothing is in my hand. Today or tomorrow, I can go like that. How we are going to go, nobody knows. When we are going to go, nobody knows. But anytime this can happen. But we're always keen that, my Lord, now maybe my time is up. Okay, what can I do? How much can I hold on? How much can I? You can't do anything. Take shelter, chant Hare Krishna, next, chalo, no problem, let's go. So we have to make our heart strong. Abhayam abhayam atmani bhuyishta om shraum. The roaring of the Lord, shraum, right? Please grant me fearlessness. I'm not fearful in this world. People are fearful because they are attached, isn't it? Like if you're carrying $1 million cash in some briefcase or some bag, and you're walking, how you feel? Scared, no? Because you're so attached, money may disappear. But some of us sometimes, especially we have experience, we have a mobile phone, which is not a new phone, your smartphone, but it's not a new phone. It has been there for maybe 4 years, 5 years, and it has dropped 100 times. It has dropped, it has more cracks on the screen than the rivers on a map, right? So much cracks. And again, after some time, 101 time it fall down. Usually you see people they're not so panicked because they're like, this is already gone case. I know one day it's going to go only. I'm not worried. If it falls down, it's like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, don't worry. And they're like, yeah, it's still working. Because I know the day it's not working, I get one. So I'm fine. You already know. So similarly in life also, we need to know that nothing is going to last. Not our friends, not our family, not our job, not our career, not our health, not this body, not me. Nothing is going to last. And when it falls for the 101 time, we should be able to, it's right. So that requires some fearlessness. Fearlessness means detachment. So like this, we complete this. What lessons can we learn from the life of Prahlad? 3 things. Never demand, never expect, always keep faith. Now, when you hear Narasimha Katha, how the Lord has come to reciprocate, there are books published, right? If you go online, there are websites. There's so many stories. People have compiled books, miracles of Narasimha, this and then Mayapur miracles, and so on and so forth. So many books are there. People are sharing stories, how Narasimhadev came and saved me, how did this happen, that happened. But after all this should not increase our material hankering. This should actually make us more surrendered, that we should never demand. Never demand means what? My Lord, please come, give me this, give me that. We should never say that, if you give me this, my Lord, then I can become a good devotee. Sometimes we think like that. My Lord, please, if I get this good job, if I get this 6-figure salary, my Lord, I'll be the best devotee. So please don't do business dealing with Lord. Never demand. Lord is not our order supplier. If we want to be a pure servant, if we want him to be a pure master to us, then don't do this business thing. Lord knows what to give. Even we can only, Prabhupada says, only humbly request, my Lord, if it's your desire, if you think I am qualified, then okay. But never demand. Many times people think, my Lord, if you give me good results in my education, if I get good results, I get a good degree, then I can become a wonderful devotee. Why? Without degree, you cannot become a devotee? You should not think like that. Second, expect. So here Prahlad Maharaj did not have expectation. My Lord, I preached so many demon friends. I went to school, I preached to so many. I confused the Sandar Amarka. I preached against my father. So much I've done for you. I'm pure devotee. I remember you always. Why didn't you come and save me? Why are you giving me so much suffering? So generally we are like this, no? Why? Why this happened to me? I cannot accept. Why this happened to me? So when money goes, when fame goes, when friends go, when empowerment goes, position goes, when everything goes, can we still keep serving humbly? So today I am such a big person and people love me, and tomorrow I'll become a nothing. This will happen. Please already be ready for it. One day we'll be on top of the world. Tomorrow the whole world will be on top of us. But still, despite all these topsy-turvy turns, can we still keep serving humbly? That is the real question. If we have expectation, we will be frustrated. Hey, I did, my God, 20 years I took out in ISKCON. 20, 30 years I spent in ISKCON. So much time I've given, so much energy, so much this, so much that. See what I've gotten. Nothing. That means we have some expectation. Things like this, we should actually pray, right? So that's why the third point, always keep faith. Always keep faith that the Lord is supreme controller. Nothing happens without his will. Instead of trying to compete against his will, let us cooperate with his will. Don't compete, cooperate. And if we really need, we cannot digest, stomach is paining, I cannot understand why. Then the why we should ask is, we should ask, why can't I understand, my Lord, your divine will? Look at me. I know you are controller, but still in my heart, I'm asking Krishna, but why? But why? But why? In Hindi, they say, "Per kyun?" But why? Isn't it? So the only why we need to ask is, why can't I understand your divine will? What are you trying to teach me, my Lord? Please. All this is happening. I never expected it. I was on top of the world. Next thing I'm below. What are you trying to teach me? So this is the mood we should approach Lord Narasimha. Do not go looking to make business. that my Lord, you give me this, I get this, then I'll do like this for you. No, 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 not like that. The mood, this is what Prahlad Maharaj teaches. Prahlad Maharaj never did business with the Lord. Right? If the Lord wants to protect me, he'll protect me. Two people may be praying and the Lord may protect that person physically and he may not protect you. You say, my Lord, but you gave him, why you didn't give me? Both of us are standing together. Both of us came to ISKCON together. Both of us chanting 16 rounds together. Why you gave him, why you didn't give me? I think I'm actually more worthy than him. Ah, that is ahankara. Right? So many things will go in our life which is wrong only. Be ready for it. Pray that my Lord, I have no demand, no expectation. I keep faith in you. But because I cannot digest this, can you please try to give me some buddhi, some knowledge, to some intelligence to understand a little why this is happening. Right? And please let me give me the strength that I can go through this. This kind of things we can ask for. I accept this, I accept the situation, but I think I need some strength from you to try to go through this. In this mood, we can actually celebrate our Narasimha Chaturdasi. Narasimha Chaturdasi is actually the very merciful day. In my personal life, I first time came to an ISKCON temple on Narasimha Chaturdasi day. First time I wore my Kantimala on Narasimha Chaturdasi. First time I did Abhishek in ISKCON on Narasimha Chaturdasi. So like that, many things in my life somehow or other happened on Narasimha Chaturdasi. So I'm very grateful to be given an opportunity by my seniors, by my guides to actually speak on Lord Narasimhadev. I would just recommend devotees, if you accept this kindly, that this is a beautiful day. Please spend time going to the temple or going to a satsang or program where this is celebrated, and especially bring new people. Because I've seen in my life that new people can be easily connected by the mercy of Lord Narasimha. They'll become very attracted. You see, in all the artis and bhajans, people tend to memorize Narasimha Arti first. Right? So Narasimha is Lord, very merciful. And all of us can now, try. We have 2-3 days more. Think of that person who you like to connect to Krishna consciousness. Use this day of Narasimha Chaturdasi to bring them to the temple or bring them to a satsang or bring them to a program. Get them connected with the mercy of Lord Narasimha and ultimately the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada. So thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have 3 minutes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for sharing the beautiful pastime of Lord Narasimha, especially Mayapur Narasimha. I think many of us could relish having visited the Holy Dham last year for Yatra, and also for sharing Prabhu's personal experience for benefit. Truly appreciate that, Prabhu. Next, I think we can very quickly, Prabhu. So, if you have any questions, can you please type out the questions or unmute yourself, Prabhus and Matajis. One sec. Okay, the chat room is open. Okay, Prabhu.
I think everyone is satisfied.
Just give me one moment. The first question is, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, is every devotee is fortunate enough to have reciprocation, like what Bhava Siddhi Prabhu or yourself, like your grace? What if the Lord doesn't respond to our prayers?
See, if the Lord doesn't respond, then we have an expectation. We want him to respond in this way. The Lord is always reciprocating with all jivas. He reciprocates even with an atheist. The Lord is the very fact that the atheist is still alive, he's breathing, he's moving. The very fact that we are still alive, it means the Lord's reciprocation only. Because of the Lord's mercy, we are still alive. Isn't it? So, Lord is always reciprocating with everyone. But our problem is we think or we expect Lord to reciprocate in XYZ way. That is wrong.
Thank you. Next question. Sometimes we have an urge to ask the Lord to fulfill our desires. How does apply it? Like we have no other choice until and unless the Lord to intervene. Is it wrong to pray to the Lord for protection and to fulfill our desires?
So Prabhupada also says that,